everyone, Tomwashere, back at it with something slightly different than what I've done before. You know, we haven't talked a lot this year about the Pittsburgh Steelers on the channel. Generally, I do a few different live streams. I do an end of year, year in review type live stream. I did not do. I do a free agency live stream or a free agency video. I did not do that. But it is draft month, and it's very exciting for the Steelers this draft. Not just because they're adding new players, because there's quarterback last year. A lot of interesting things, but also having 3 picks in the top 50 is something rarefied air for the Steelers, and you kind of wonder what they're going to do in this draft. So I'm going to hop on the bandwagon here and do a mock draft simulator to see where the Steelers are going to pick in the 7th rounds, to see kind of what happens during the draft. Obviously, the uncertainty of what could possibly happen and what picks are taken and who falls and kind of all those details. You know, you can only find that with a mock draft simulator. And I've run this one a few times, and kind of some weird things happen where, like, sometimes Stroud or Young will fall down to the Steelers pick at 17, which is kind of silly. That's not going to happen. But let's run through this now. Let's call it a mock draft 1.0. Pittsburgh Steelers, all 7 rounds on Tom Was Here.
Hey, how do you like this? I'm Dan Israel, and you're watching Tom Was Here.
Okay. Let's see how this falls. You know, it's going to rattle through the picks pretty quickly. If you haven't watched a mock draft before, you're going to see it rattle off, and then when it gets to Steelers, it'll stop. There'll be some trade offers and some stuff. But let's get into it. So, already once again, Stroud, the number one prospect in this draft. The number one prospect in this draft has fallen. It's silly. That's not going to happen. It'd be funny if it did. Not funny for Stroud, but funny for just, you know, I like chaos in my drafts. I like absolute chaos. I like when teams do weird things. I like when certain people that have talent fall. So, yeah, no way does Stroud fall all the way to 17. But I have 6 trade offers because of it, because most likely people are going to be wanting to trade up to 17 because Stroud fell. First offer, Houston Texans. They're offering 2 1s, a 4, 2 6s, but all next year. Can't wait until next year, sorry. Next one, do better, Jacksonville. A 4, a 6, a 7, a 1, and a 2 next year. I can't wait till next year. I need my picks now. Denver, a 6th and a 2024 1 pass. So that is interesting. Okay, so you drop 10 spots to 27. You'd gain a 2, a 3, and a 6. Not going to do that here. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to do any trades on the first one. But just I like to go through the trade offers. And once again, a 3 and picks next year, I can't wait for. And a 6, no, I can't wait for any of that. So we're going to take our pick here. Stroud is on the board. Joey Porter looks like was taking 1 pick before at 16. Who's on the board here? You got Stroud, you got Bijan Robinson, Nolan Smith, edge. I don't understand why people say Steelers should get edge in the first round. They do need a 3rd edge rusher. There's no doubt about it, but not a first round 3rd edge rusher. In this circumstance, here's Addison. Addison's sitting here at 21. Can you get him in the 2nd? I have seen the mock drafts I've seen as of late. There's no Addison to be found in the first round. And if you're the Steelers sitting there at 32 and Addison's still there, tempting. I don't know if you take him at 17. I don't think you do, to be honest. I think you take him at 32 if he's there. Just, you know, even though that's not part of their plan. In this mock draft, I don't know if he'll be there. But I am going to take Brian Branch, and I'll explain why. Steelers did sign Keanu Neal. They let Edmonds walk, thankfully. Sorry, I'm not in that pro-Edmonds camp like some of you are. They added Keanu Neal, but Keanu Neal's more a dime backer. Steelers ran a lot of 3 safety sets last year, and they could arguably do that with Fitzpatrick, KZ, and Neal. They could certainly do that. But adding a Brian Branch is twofold. One, Brian Branch ran a lot of nickel during Alabama season. They ran nickel, and he can handle the nickel cornerback position as a way to work his way into becoming the safety across from Mika. And so that knocks out two boats because you need a nickel corner. In fact, you need corners in general. So, you could arguably say take the best corner or trade down for another corner to acquire more picks. But in this circumstance, Brian Branch is there. I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, 32. 6 trade offers again. Did someone fall? I didn't see. Seattle, a 4th. No, I don't want next year's picks. Okay. You're dropping from 32 to 47, but it's picks next year. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. No. San Francisco's pulling the old Dicker out. Yeah, just trade all your picks away. That would never be an offer. I like this mock draft trade simulator, but they occasionally throw out weird stuff. 3, 5, 6, 2 7s, 2024, 2 and 4. Clearly they want someone. I don't know who it is, but no. Kansas City offered 63. You're dropping damn near. We're dropping 30 spots. 30 spots, getting a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, 2 7s, a 2024 6. They would never offer this. But also, no. And 32 to 45, you're gaining a 5th and a 7th. If I'm doing that, why don't I do the one where they're giving me every pick on the planet? Now, here's one. I don't think they would do this, but 3 spots. 32 to 35 for the Colts, but gaining a 4th, 2 5ths, and a 6th next year. That's something the Steelers might do if they don't, they have a few guys they would take, because 3 spots is not a big deal. But yeah, I'm not going to make a trade here. Oh, Michael Mayer's still on the board. Is that what everybody's hunting for? Let's see. There's some interesting names here. But in this one, I have to, I think, go with Anton Harrison, the tackle out of Oklahoma. They do have a tackle issue. Definitely someone that should compete with either Dan Moore or Chucks. I think Dan Moore especially. I would like Dan Moore much more as the swing tackle than as the starting tackle. So I'm going to take Anton Harrison here to compete with... Michael Mayer's falling. To compete with Dan Moore. Okay, 49 here. 3 trade offers. I already kind of see the guy I was targeting anyway. But 49 to 58, you gain a 4 and a 6. That's somewhat realistic, I think, trade-wise. And if Steelers aren't kind of enchanted by any of the guys there, that's something they'd probably take. Let's see, 49 and then a 5th and a 2nd next year, no. 49 for a 7th and 2nd and 5th next year, no. Okay, so the Cowboys one's the most intriguing, but I'm not going to take it. This one, I think the pick is going to be... It's going to be Jack Campbell for me. Jack Campbell is not, not an athletic freak, I guess you could say, but he is a tried and true middle linebacker, and the Steelers need someone like that. Even though they signed 2 middle linebackers in the offseason, I'm going to have them add Campbell here, and I really think Campbell has the goods to be the next great Steelers linebacker. Stamp it. Is that bold? Little bold, but, little bold, but maybe a little bold. Okay, pick 80. 4 trade offers. 4 trade offers on pick 80. So Colts 5, a 7, a 3rd and a 4th next year. Jacksonville Jaguars 2 6s and a 3rd next year. Patriots 2 4s, a 6 and a 7. That's intriguing if it's somebody they didn't or don't have on the board that they're excited about. And then 5th, a 7, 2020. Yeah, no. Okay, so look how this board has fallen so far. And Steelers do need that 3rd edge rusher. They do need that 3rd edge, and I don't see a corner here that's particularly exciting. At least, that. But here's Isaiah Foskey, edge, ranked 54 on their big board here. You're taking him at 80. You got to make that pick, I think. And I know people they cry out, they're like, hey, you didn't take any corners, or you didn't take, that's their biggest need. They'll find a corner. They'll find a corner. If they don't take a tackle, they'll find a tackle. It will be fine. I assure you, it will be fine. But I'm just going based off the board that they're giving me here to see what's out there. So now we are 4th round, pick 120, 5 trade offers. Man, oh man. You got the Rams, 6-7 next year's. All next year's. With Texans have no picks? Okay, so... So 120, you're dropping 9 spots, you're gaining a 6. That's another one, the Steelers. Cowboys are giving the right offers here. That's one they'd take. You are dropping 8 spots, you're gaining a 6 and a 7. They would consider that as well. A 6th, 2022 4th, yeah, no. And, okay, all right. Sticking to my guns here. Who's there? Who has fallen? Who is everybody reaching out for? A lot of people. It's a E.T. Perry, wide receiver. Wake Forest. Darius Rush, corner. Jalen Jones, corner. Blake Freeland. A lot of interesting names on the board. You could go receiver here. You know they're like mid-round receivers. In this circumstance, to appease the cornerback people, I'm going to take Jalen Jones. He's 93. You're taking him at 120 here. So we are going to make that pick. And so far, look at the grades on these drafts. I mean, we're pretty darn good grades so far for the Steelers. And now there's the wait. The long wait. It's going to take forever. Because they don't pick again until the 7th.
A few moments later.
Okay, the first of 2 picks in round 7, and man, what a long wait. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if the Steelers did trade up or maybe package those 2 7s together to move up to get that earlier pick. But 2 picks in round 7, and the draft has fallen pretty good for the Steelers here. 7th round, you bring in maybe a tight end to compete with Zach Gentry here. And look, this guy's fallen to 184, tight end at Penn State. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about him. But he's the top-rated player there. And so I'm going to pick him here. And here we are, 241. Last pick in the draft. You really could go anywhere. Are they going to do this where they pick a 7th-round QB to kind of be in the room here? The only one of note, the only one that's actually listed as draftable, 212 Max Duggan, TCU. And you know what? Let's take him. Hey, look, they picked Oladokin last year. He ended up with a ring at Kansas City. So, let's just take him. Why not? Why not? And what a draft. Do I think, honestly, it's going to fall this way? No. I don't think it's going to fall this way. As much as the draft can be pretty chaotic, the mock draft tends to be a little bit more where people kind of do inexplicably weird things, like having Stroud fall. Who knows where he fell? I didn't even see who took him. So that's the draft as it stands currently. Is it kind of silly? Do I realistically think they could pull down all these players? Absolutely. Absolutely. Just because other portions were crazy with Stroud and all that. The Steelers could absolutely pull off this bounty of people in this draft. I would have particularly liked Branch. I would particularly like Campbell. Harrison could be DeJuan Jones. It could be Darnell Wright. It could be a few different guys. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Do you want me to do like a whole first round mock? Do you want me to do different various mocks or try out a different website? If you have a different website to suggest, let me know. But guys, thanks so much for watching. If you are new here, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support me on Patreon like John Bailey did, you can do so. Link is in the description below. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt, a Tomwashere t-shirt, you can do so at Spreadshirt, as well as links to my eBay store, Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, and the Pennsylvania Autograph Collectors Association. Links are in the description below. When it comes to Pittsburgh Steelers, 7-round mock draft, Tomwashere edition 1.0. Until the next mock draft or the next video, I will see you soon. But until then, bye everyone.